Did you know that 60% of all household waste can be recycled? The Environmental Protection Agency stated that the United States alone produces over 220 million tons of garbage each year. Trash is something that cannot be prevented. It's something that just happens. The average person alone produces over 4 pounds of trash each day. If you do the math, that's quite a bit of trash. When I read that statistic, I felt awful. I couldn't believe that people produce that much trash. So I wanted to know what I could do to help cut down on the overabundance of trash. The best way to cut back on trash is to recycle it. Throughout this speech, you will learn why you should recycle, how you can recycle, and what will happen if you do not choose to recycle. Why should you recycle? Well, for one, you're going to help out the environment. Whenever you recycle, you cut down on the usage of energy. Another thing is you reduce on the production of new materials. When you recycle, it's going to help the environment and help the earth, because you're not going to have to use new materials to produce that product. This will help the earth save on its natural resources and its raw materials. Why not recycle? It's very easy to do, and it only takes a few minutes out of your day. Once you are done with the product, for example a Gatorade bottle, you won't need it anymore. So why not, instead of throwing it in the trash, throw it into a recycling bin? If you threw your trash away, do you realize that that's either going to go to a landfill, it's going to be incinerated, or it'll probably end up floating out in our ocean? So it's real easy to do, just recycle. When you recycle a product, you will reduce waste buildup, and you will also keep manufacturers from having to produce new products. So another reason why you should recycle is because it's going to save you some money. When you recycle, it is cheaper for a manufacturer to reuse a product, recycling, they're going to reuse the product, and that's going to save them money. So whenever they're going to sell you the product, for example, this orange juice, if they didn't have to produce this new container, then they're going to sell you that orange juice for a cheaper price. So therefore, recycling will help you save money. How do you recycle? Well, it's simple. You need to first get the mental note that trash is overpopulating the earth. It's very overwhelming for the environment as well. So when you recycle, you're going to help out the environment. You need to first realize that there are many recycling dumps or bins available for you to use. Many H-E-B grocery stores have the bins available in their parking lots. You can also find some more trash dump places if you go to www.recyclenow.com, which is also where I found some of this information. The next thing you should do when trying to learn how to recycle is learn how to separate your waste. You need to make sure that you categorize your trash. Plastics, for example, should just be separated with plastics. Cans with just cans, paper with paper, glass with glass, electronics with electronics, and even batteries with batteries. It's that simple. You also need to make sure that you drop off your trash or your recycled goods with just recycled goods. If you recycle all your plastic with just your plastics, but you threw it out on the side of the curb, Waste Management or anybody else that's picking up your trash is going to just throw it into a landfill. They're not going to look and say, oh, this is just plastic, let's throw it with the recycling goods. No, they're going to send it to a landfill, incinerate it, or they might not do anything with it at all. You also need to make sure that you do not buy any non-biodegradable products. Non-biodegradable products cannot break down naturally over time. Therefore, that non-biodegradable product will be on the earth long before we're gone. What's going to happen if you don't recycle? Well, you're going to end up really hurting your environment. Landfills will not be able to hold all the trash pile-ups, and then once it's so full, they're going to have to try and get rid of it. You can't bury it after there's so much trash. So they're going to try and burn it, incinerating it. So when you incinerate it, all the fumes produce pollutants which will go into the air. Those pollutants are going to break down our ozone, and then the sun is going to damage the earth because we don't have an ozone to protect us from the sun's harmful UV rays. Another thing that's going to happen is our groundwater is going to become hazardous with toxins and just nasty, filthy waste. So if we don't have water, we can't survive. If we don't have land, we can't survive. And we can't produce vegetables and things like that we need. Another reason why if you don't recycle what's going to happen is it's going to hurt you. If people can continue to put off recycling, then eventually there's not going to be any land for us to grow as people. We can't grow, and there's just going to be so much trash. We're going to be overwhelmed with it. I mean, look at our food chain right now. Most of our food comes from the marine life and animals that need water. So our marine life right now is already struggling because of what's called a plastic vortex. This vortex is the collection of plastic waste that has been brought by currents into the Pacific Ocean. All this plastic has accumulated, and trash is accumulated in the ocean, and it's so disgusting, and it's full of bacteria. It's killing our marine life. This plastic vortex is so big, it's almost twice the size of Texas. And it's also something that they're going to call the 8th continent because it's so big, but it's trash. It's nothing but trash floating in the water. So in conclusion, we have discussed why you should recycle, how you can recycle, and what will happen if you do not recycle. You do not have to be a Go Green fanatic to want to recycle your goods. Everyone should try their best to keep the earth clean and livable. I hope that this speech has persuaded you to want to start the recycling habit. I found this information at www.wasteawarenesswells.org/UK. I also found it at myzerowaste.com/article/general. Thank you guys.